Check one, test two. Welcome back to Project Shira. Rishabh here with another video podcast, Slice of Life, Grandpa's Slice of Life. Daily lessons, check-ins, and shares with orphans without a proper role model or play. This is the main topic of this video. What you see, what you get. We have lots of mail, but that's just a microcosm of what we're really covering, because we're no longer covering small items here. This is the main topic right here. If I can move the camera down, you can see, yes, it's mail, but that's actually because there's paperwork down here by the side. And I don't know if I can show you. If I just move to the side, you see this entire crate. Now I can't lift the entire crate because it's actually very heavy. So unfortunately, the main topic of this video can't really be carried up like I usually would to the beginning of the video as a thumbnail. But I'm going to use this to represent that, and what that is all the office paperwork I have that is important. So important paperwork, but think of like government, financial mail, that kind of stuff, and even coursework. So without further ado, three main things, four main things really. What's the main highlight of your day? What would you like to share that you thought was positive or significant highlight or development? Secondly, is there anything that you want to vent a little bit about? So the first question is more positive, this is more negative. Anything you want to get off your chest. Again, in both cases, don't share too much private, confidential information. Just to be wary of that. And no bad news is good news. Third, if you want, you can share something that's related to the topic of this video, so something that's relevant, which in this case is, office paperwork, or not just general paperwork, administrative stuff, insurance, mortgages, financial paper, government related paperwork. Where do you keep, your office stash? Probably in a vault or a cabinet. If you have anything related to some sort of administrative stuff you had to take care of over the weekend or over the weekday, regarding any area of life that has administrative work, which is pretty much everything, feel free to chime that in. And last but not least, there's also, was your day more of a restful day, or was it more of an active day? Did you get more stuff done? Were you overwhelmed? Or was it a day where you were sitting back and relaxing and chilling out a little bit? Of course, you can swap everything here for a meme or a joke. Again, I will try to post this as a template comment from now on. If I can get the time over this weekend to hopefully do that, I can post a single comment every single video and try to, just get myself engaged with all you as well in the comment section of the YouTube, Discord page, and Reddit. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, guys. Let's dive right into the content. So it's gonna be a fairly short video because I can't cover everything in that crate clearly. So we're gonna skim through it. So the first main things we're going to use to represent all that is paperwork, right? So the main recent paperwork, they're just gonna run through this kind of stuff here. Basically, it's the more recent stuff that we're going to add to that crate. So what we have here, first of all, is some spam mail, I like to call it, because I don't have very much use to it. I just came in just about 2 hours ago to this place that, I don't go to this place for any purpose other than like a studio. And so we have, basically we're packing up stuff, right? So it's like that we might as well do these videos to record everything. It's like part of the sixth season, although it's actually more like the 106th season, because there's a The Animal Project precursor before this, had a lot of seasons as well. But one of them here is actually from something called HelloFresh. I mentioned this before. One of my siblings does some kind of like video, YouTube, live streaming kind of thing, Twitch, whatever. And so he had a sponsorship and he does really well. He's a very good business person, not like me. And what he has here is, at one time, I received one of these like gift cards for him. He said, you can use this to get some sort of discount. And so if I open the mail, which I'm not going to show you, of course, the address, but behind here is the envelope. Over here, if I flip it open, which I'm not going to show the address, of course, it is HelloFresh, and it says to get up to 50% off in 3 simple steps. So I'm not going to give those steps away, but basically go to their website. Actually, I'm just going to say apply the promo code and click the React. And then they have all this kind of stuff here that's just marketing their features, like discover the new menu, over a wide selection of 35 weekly recipes. And I don't doubt that their food's great because we had samples sent over and they were really good. Some of them I cooked, some of them my sibling cooked, and some we cooked together. And then there's a flexible subscription. You're in control of dinner time. Save time, save money, and stress, right? It's just the marketing to the generation that just doesn't have a lot of time and prefers to just cook things. Simplicity. So I want to pack this away. There are terms at the bottom. Of course, they're being smart about it now. This offer entitles you to 50% off your first box, 50% off your second, and 20% off your third and fourth. Okay, valid only with customers with a deactivated account, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm considering maybe just tearing it all apart. I almost want to unsubscribe from this stuff because I don't have any purpose. If you would like to stop receiving, here we go. If you would like to stop receiving direct mail communication, please visit the cloud link at hellofresh.com or call their toll-free number 1-855-272-7002. And I might do that because I don't want mail coming to this residence. It's just, I don't like the entire idea of it at all. It gives me very bad vibes. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's not been a very good experience the last 2 years here, or the last year and a half. So this is the mail for HelloFresh, and then we have another mail here. This one is for a bank. Institution is going to do one of those line of credit or credit card borrowing interest rates, discounts. So this one is, we can help you borrow more confidently. Of course, every single one of these is just a promo that's going to try to upsell you on something that, ultimately it's just business tactics. It's more marketing. If you read it here, basically it says, take advantage of the 4.49. I just wanted to take a scan of this too as well, of both the HelloFresh and of this. I was considering whether or not I should toss it away and tear it up, but now that I think about it, there's purpose in this one from the banking institution because it tells me what the interest rates are, at least for the line of credit. So 4.49% right now interest rate offer and a fixed rate advantage option for 6 months. Anyways, you have goals that are important to you, but maybe you're unsure about borrowing. For limited time, you can log in a fixed interest rate. This is totally unnecessary. I don't need anything like this at all. And if anything, it would cost me more money over the long term. TD special offer, 4.49%. Other higher interest rate off products are 19.9%. Just trying to do comparison, try to make you see that they're offering you a good deal, but at the end of the day, it's just costing you money. Unless you really, 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 really need to borrow money, try not to get into debt. With your TD line of credit, save money by paying off higher interest rate products and their balances. One line of credit, flexibility of a revolving balance. I would just say shut the fuck up. We could tear this up if we really wanted to. I know that sometimes you can't avoid debt, like for example a mortgage or maybe a vehicle that you absolutely need. Then you can have depreciating asset, and you get premiums, for example like life insurance, although not everyone gets that anyways. Set up your fixed rate advantage option today. So we have these two, what I call spam mail, but we are intending on scanning them because of certain purposes. Like I said, for example, had some purpose learning about interest rate. So I'm going to save these. I'm going to stick this inside this black bag, or just carry it with me. So you know what? I'm going to stick it inside the food bank bag, or the Usana business bag, so that I can scan this stuff, or I'll carry it with me with inside this bag. I don't know. And then I'll tear it up and toss it into recycling or into garbage because it's private stuff I don't need to keep when I'm done scanning. So the next thing I have to do, I want to talk about, this one is actually important, is this, I gotta cover up a little bit to a degree. This is a printout of a home renovation, Home Depot, home hardware kind of. Think of Lowe's, think of Rona, think of something tire. Anyways, home services offered by the Home Depot. And the Home Depot here, of course, is home renovation and construction, anything to do with interior, exterior housing. That you want to do home projects such as, installing a new door, creating a interior wall, refurnishing the floors, all that kind of stuff, some intricacies like the baseboards and so on and so forth, anything like that related to housing. And I went there because I had to refurnish, I have to hire contractors for my new place downtown. So when it comes to that, I'm going to, I've already done at least half of it. We're about, not half, but we're about about half. We're about 50% of the way there. But I would say it's more like about 40% because the last half of contractors take a lot more time. These are projects that, for example, one of them might take a whole week, 3 to 5 days, and that's actually the floor refinishing. So we're going to sand everything down with the professionals, and then they're going to have to go ahead and apply an epoxy resin to, 2 or 3 layers, whatever, to cover it up all over again. Now, on top of that, of course, there's also stuff like deep cleaning and then move in and move out cleaning. We'll need a contractor for that as well. So, all that kind of stuff. And so I found that if I went over to this home hardware store, and they have a service that allows us to seek out contractors. I was wondering, where would I go to find contractors aside from just me going online, which originally that's what I did. I went online, I checked the ranking sites, I searched for the pest control sites, I searched for the home internet sites, I searched for the security camera, and I did all that on my own. But then I also did some for the cleaning, and I said, okay, maybe now it's the time. These ones are more complex contractors. I went to the librarian. I asked the librarian, what's a better way to do this? And he says, go to this Home Depot home hardware store and ask for them for services, like a directory, or not directory, but services where they connect you with contractors, because that's where all the contractors for furnishing the floors and stuff like that would go to. They would go to a home hardware store, get that kind of stuff done. And so I have pigeonnet installations and floor refurnishing, hardwood floor refurnishing, as well as something else. So I had to seek out these contractors, and I went there. Long story short, I was working with an associate, a great person from way out there in one of the countries think of Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Somalia. And it was a very interesting conversation because he had pale white skin. And, anyways, I'm just going to leave it. No names mentioned, confidentiality, but this is a great story. And he helped me to connect with all this stuff. And he was a great expert, had more than 40 years. He mentioned a story of him working with his father way back when he was out in Africa. And, as a kid growing up, 14 years old, doing gigs like plumbing, brickwork, masonry, all that kind of stuff. And so he knew a lot of interesting tricks about how to work with teak, hardwood, and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I learned a lot from him. I thought he was a very interesting person, but I probably took too much time from him, for sure. And I felt kind of guilty about that. And anyways, at the end of the day, we got this done. We got a form printed out. Then, I got some contractors calling me, and we went back and forth, and we're going to continue working on that. So that's the paperwork here. And of course, this is something I'm going to save. It's not like the mail here that's spammed. I'm probably gonna tear off into pieces after I scan it. This I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna stash this inside here. So this is the main highlight, of course. If we can move the webcam down here, you can see on the very bottom there, that crate. I'm gonna try and shift myself over to the left. This crate right here, ooh, it's kind of falling. So this, just trying to lift up the page, is an entire crate of paperwork. And if I can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video because I'm not going to lift the entire crate up. I'm going to, or maybe I am. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, scratch that. I did lift it up. I put it on my knees right now, so that's what you can see. This might make for a good thumbnail. And if I lift it up a little bit, you can see here. Okay. There's, first of all, there's a paperwork that was on the Heisenberg, Breaking Bad Heisenberg's blue methylamine barrel that had kitchenware, and inside is stuff that I have yet to scan. But underneath that, if I can lift it up, now there's a variety of paperwork from volunteering, from mail to finances to insurance to work to newspapers even, and marketing. So I'm gonna rip that up. And what you see in here, I'm gonna be a little bit careful, cover a little bit, is more mail. And I know it's hard for me to speak like this because I'm so quality oriented. But you can see there's tons of mail from previous employers, from financial institutions, from and then there's a lot of coursework. There's a lot of paperwork, not just mail. And it's probably numbering in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sheets. Over here on the side, we also have on the corner, you can see there's a little binder here, very thin binder. And next to it as well, there's a lot of paperwork. And these are like pamphlets and books, not books, but like, soft books and stuff like that, soft cover. Long story short, it's for educational purposes. So that is coursework from back in university. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this back on. And I'm gonna just say, this is of course where we're gonna probably end off the video. I'm gonna wrap it off here and say that this is something that we're going to wrap up in a black plastic bag. One inside, like this, that we usually bring with us. Inside this bag is a black plastic bag. We'll take out 2 or 3, and we'll save 1 bag for wrapping around this entire crate. So this is going to storage, of course, and there's going to be many other things that we're going to cover in the next 3, 4, 5 episodes, where we're going to be taking entire sections of this room, entire crate sections, and saying, region A1, B2, B7, which is a crate of paperwork, which is the rollerblading and sportswear and equipment, which is the book stash. And we're just saying, here's what it is, here's what we're gonna pack up and how we're gonna pack it up. And then here's what's inside. All right, and so that's that. Thank you for tuning in. That's actually, so again, there's mail, there's paperwork, right? But for the most part, this is actually the main topic of this one. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. The introduction, slice of life, in real life, IRL, SOL, mishmash together, treat this authentic VR paradox, where we cover real life responsibilities like finance, health, relationships, fulfillment, so on and so forth, all that important jazz that I'm so good at because, well, not that good at all. But it's something that's like, has been a main focus and always took all my attention. And then on the left-hand side, you have all the interesting stuff like self-improvement, learning, artificial intelligence, data science, and creativity and stuff like that. So anyways, see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. That's the main topic of this video, of course, and I do appreciate you guys dropping by, because it turns out there's just there's even people popping into the Discord now, so that's really nice. Again, don't feel free to share. Don't share too much, but share a little bit of what's going on. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, a little check-in here and there once in a while. Peace. I'll get out of here.